Welcome to this tutorial, future Golang developers. I decided to record a long video about the basics of Golang programming language. I don't know if you saw it or not in my YouTube channel. I post every day a short tutorial of Golang, but I decided to make a complete course and make a complete video about the basics of Golang here. So be with me, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share it with your friends if you like it and if you like the Golang programming languages. So first of all, I threw every aspect of Golang program. So here, every Golang program starts with a package main or package something. Every program has every Golang program has the main package, and you can decide what package you use or not. So here, for importing some packages, you can use the import keyword. And after that, for example, the FMT package, the popular FMT package, the great FMT package, yeah. This package is so important and so useful for Golang developers, especially for beginners, because it can output the result, and it can output everything you want to the terminal, and it prints it out. So here we have import FMT, and after that we have import the math, and here it gives us the random number. So after that, every Golang program has a function main. So here we have the function of main. I will explain it to you how you can create the functions. For now, we have the function of main. After that, we have the FMT here. We use this package, and the println syntax. It prints out the whatever you type here. For example, hello world here to the terminal, and after that it goes to the new line. So I hit the run button here. So hello world, I have the mistype here, world. Yep. So let me just run it again. Hello world. Yep. So here, instead of hello world, we have to use this one. I think. Let me show you. So I can say my favorite number is a random number, and we have to use random int n. So here we have to give the n10. So here it used the rand function from math package, and the int n syntax, it is a random number from 1 to n, and we give the n10, so it gives a random number from 1 to 10. So I hit the run button here. Sorry about that. So my favorite number is 1. Nice and clean. So here, just a note, you can import as this one. You can use the parentheses, and you can import in every line as much as package you want, or you can import them separately. For example, import FMT and import math. It is the same here. Yep, it is the same, and our program is run the same. Okay, nice. So after that, we have exported names. Is not as important, but I will explain it to you. If you want to use the exported name, you have to use, for example, math.py. See, the exported names, the constant value are with the first letter is capital, and you can't use this one, for example. See, it gives me an error if I use this one. So here we have the pi. So I hit the next, and here we have the functions here. After that, so for the functions, for define a function, we have the keyword of func. It defines a function, and after that we have the name of the function name here, function name. Yep. So after that we pass arguments here, and here we have to just let me name the add. We have the add function here, and we have it receive an x of type integer. Don't worry about the types, I will explain it later in this video. And it receive an y of type int, And after that, if you want to return a specific data, you can specify it in this place. We have to return an integer, a number. So here we use return for returning a data, and here we have x plus y. So the difference between this one and this one is that we can use the add function in the main function, and the main function we don't have any return, so we don't specify the int or the type. If I specify, for example, int, I have to return a data here. So we don't want to return a data here. We just want to print it out for the user. So we don't use specify data. So we have to invoke the add function, and for x we use 20, and for the y we can use 10. So I hit the run button here and it gives us 30. So nice here. A quick note here, I can specify again int. For example, if you have the z argument here, int, and so on. But if I had some variables with the same data types, I can delete the ints here, and the Golang is so smart that can easily define the int type is for all of these variables. So I delete this one. So it's the same. I hit the run button and we get the same result here. So after that, we have the multiple result here. So here we have the function of, let me just quickly, we have a function keyword, and we have the name of the function. We have swap, and after that we have x and y of type string here. The type string is for the characters, and it's a string of characters. So we return a string and also another string here. So we return here y and x. So here, let me just use it, a and b variable. Don't worry about the variables. I will explain it also to you after, later in this video. So for the x, we have the hello, and for the y, we have word here. So this one, let me just explain it to you. So the x would be hello, and the word would be, and the y would be word. So guess the functionality of this function. Yes, that is correct. It changed the combination of these two, and it returned us word and hello. So the x would be equal to b. See here, the x, it is the second variable, and the b is the second variable. So x would be b, and the word would be a. So if I use fmt println and a and b, so I hit the run button here, word hello, easy peasy. So in some functions you can use the name return values. So we have a split function here, and we give a sum to it. It's type of integer, and I can define a name for returning the values. For example, I define x and y here of type integer. So here in the function block, I say x equals to sum multiplied by 4 divided by 9. So after that, we have a y variable, and it is equal to sum minus x. So here, instead of return x and y, I just say return. Yep, here. So the Golang, it finds out that the x and y is the x and is the same x and y here, and it returns these ones to us. So I delete this one. We don't need this one, and we can use split, and we give a sum of 17, and it turns a 7 and 10. Yep, nice here. So after that, we have the variables here. So I delete the split function here. So for the variables, we can use the var keyword, and after that we have the variable name, for example I, and if you don't have any initializer for this value, for example equals to 1, you have to define the type of the variable. For example, we have the I of type integer. So here we have fmt println I, So I hit the run button here again, and it gives us a 0 because we don't specify the value. So I specify the value here, it equals to 2, for example, and here it gives us 2. So you can also define the variables here outside the function. We have the C, Python here, and Java of type Boolean. So if I print them out, C, Python, Java, and again 2, false, false, false. Okay, nice. So you can have the initializer here. For example, here we have the true, false, and again true. We initialize the value here, and if I hit the run button here, we have the value that we assign to these variables. Okay, so instead of doing var j, for example, equal to, for example, 22, you can use the variable name, for example, j, column equal to 22. These two lines are the same, but guess which one is better and easier to type? The second one, obviously. So I can remove this one. Let me just, and I can just print the j here. So here we have the j variable 22. Nice and easy. So don't forget to use this one instead of this one, because this one, it's something is not very useful for you. This one is so much clean and so much faster for to type. So we head to the basic types in Golang. Let me just grab some water. So here we have the Boolean value. The logic value that equals to true or false, just these two. The Boolean value is just for true and false. It doesn't get any value at all, just true and false. So for example, we have the bool to b, for example, to b equals to false. So I just forgot the column here. Yeah, and we have a string here that let me just use this one to b of type bool and equals to true, for example. Yep. We have the variable of for example, hello, and it's type of a string, and it equals to hello world. Yep. So the strings, let me just explain to you. The strings are for the characters, and you have to use the double quotation for defining the characters, and it starts with double quotation and it ends with double quotation. You can type any character you want in there and use it in your program. So after that, we have the integer and various amount of type integer. For example, integer 8, integer 16, integer 22, 32, integer 64. So I think you have a question. What is this number? Integer 8, integer 16, integer 22, integer 64. These numbers are there for defining the size of the integer. For example, integer 8, it has the 8-bit of size, so the range of the integer is much shorter than the integer 16. The range for the integer 64 is the biggest among these integers. So here it equals for numbers, for example 12, the exact numbers, 13 or 14, for example. Yep. So we have the variable of number here of type integer equals to 12. Yep. So after that, we have a type of uint, and uint 8, uint 16, and uint 32, and uint 64. So these are just for the positive number. This can be minus 12, but this is the just positive number. So we have the variable of positive. We have the uint here, and it equals to 12. If I give minus 12, for example, equals to 12. Yep. So after that, we have the float type, float 32 and float 64, and it is for numbers like 1.2 and 3.6 and so on. It is not the exact numbers. We have some additional yeah, it's not for exact number. I forgot the word. Yeah. So we have the variable of positive. Yep. We have the float number here, equals to float 64 and equals to 1.2. Yep. And also we have the complex numbers, but I don't use it that much. Complex number, it's good for the mathematician and so on. We have complex 64 and complex 128. It's just the complex number. So if I say fmt printf, so with printf you can format it your command to how would you like to format it to print out to the user. So I can use type here and here t, okay, and after that we have the value here of %v, and we have a new line here. So it is a 2b and 2, okay, and after that we have again fmt printf, and also it is the same. It is just, let me just copy and paste this one here a bunch of times. So here would be hello, and it is a hello again. So after that we have the variable of number here and number here, and here we have the positive, and it would be positive, yep. And here we have the float number, and we have the float number here. So let me just run the app on the program. You can see it. So here you see we can type we have the type boolean here to be is the value of true. We have the type string where the value would be hello world, and the integer would be minus 12, and the uint would be 12, and the float 64 would be 1.2. So here are the basic types. After that, I can just, it's a quick note for you. If I define a value here, for example, a variable of 0 here, type int. If I don't specify the value here, the Golang default is to define the 0 value and assign the 0 value to 0. Or you can use variable string of type string and a var of boolean of type bool. So let me say integer. Yep. So fmt dot println integer and string, and let me see string. Yep. And boolean. Yeah. So here we expected to see the 0 values here. For the integer would be 0, for the string would be an empty string, and for the boolean would be false. So let me just hit the run. So here we have the 0 and empty string here and false here. So and let me just explain it quickly here. %t is for type. It defines the type of this value, and here %v it assigns a value here to the value of this variable to here. It just copy and paste it. So we have right now we have the, let me just explain, %t for type and %v for value. That's easy and not that much complex. So after that, let me just get rid of these ones. So here, for type conversions, we have to specify the type. So the expression t parentheses v converts the value of v to type t. So let me just explain this. So for example, we have I of type integer 42. So fmt printf, and here we have the type. We have the value first. So %v, and after that we have the type here %t. So we have I and I. So after that we have a variable of f. It is a float 64, and we want to convert the in I that is for in type integer to 42. Think about it and use this one. Yes, exactly. So we have to use float 64, and in the parentheses we can use I. So here we have the fmt printf, and again this one here, it is the same here, but instead of I we have the f variable and f variable here. So let me just hit the run. So here let me just make it clear to you. Yep, here it is nice. So we have the value of 42 type int, and after that we have the value of 42 type float 64. Let me just change these ones to float 64, and it is 4.2, and there's an integer here, and it is integer here. So if I hit the run button, guess what? It is the value 42 type float 64 and value 4 type int. This is the difference. The float variables can have the exact numbers, but the integer variables cannot have the exact float values. It just can have exact numbers like 4, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So okay, let me just explain the constants here. The constants variable is declared like a variables, but with the const keyword, and you cannot use the column equal for the constants. So if you want to declare a variable, you can use the var keyword I type integer equals to 3, for example, or not. You can use j column equal to, for example, false. So you can change these variables throughout your program. For example, fmt print lnj. After that, print lnj. Yep. After that, you can change the value of j to true. After that, we have the fmt print lnj. So if I hit the run, we can get rid of this. Yep. So first of all, we have false, and after that, we have true. But in the constants, you cannot change the value throughout your program. When it's declared, the type and the value is declared, and you cannot change it throughout your program. So, and instead of variables, that you can use variable var key I equal to 4 or I column equal to 4. You have to just use the const keyword, and after that, the name of the variable and equals to 4, for example. So if I hit the run button, if I print it out, yep, it gives us the 4. Yep. If I want to change it, for example, to 3, it gives me an error. Cannot assign to I. Yep. You cannot change the constant's value or type throughout your program. So this is the basics of Golang. And I think in a week or so I will post I will upload the second long Golang tutorial on YouTube, my YouTube channel. But I will upload the short tutorials daily on my short YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button if you want to be a professional Golang developer, if you want to have an income, a great amount of income from Golang and developing Golang program. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and be with me through this journey. Share it with your friends and have a good day, guys. See you in the next one.